To a different matter now. The third and final day of the Rugby World Cup Sevens has had some ups and downs from teams from the continent. Vaylen, Kirtley and Natalie Malgas are there. Let's cross now over to them. Starting off, a very good afternoon to you, Natalie. I can almost imagine that the atmosphere must be mind-blowing, and there must be a lot of reaction to the games that have been played.
There has been quite a bit of reaction and a lot of energy in Paul. In fact, the South African women's team just finished their game against China, and we saw a lot of those South African supporters coming out in numbers, dressing up in various outfits to support their team, the hosts, South Africa, the Blitzbokke and the women's side. In fact, one of the youngest spectators we've bumped into is 5-year-old Erik. Erik, hoekom is jy hier vandag?
Want ek gaan die rugby kyk.
En wat is jou gunsteling span?
Groen span.
Die groen span. Of course, this is Erik who's backing the South African team. Paul. I have a few other Speedo pundits in the stand with me, Matthew and Sonolo. Guys, South Africa hasn't played that well, yet here you are backing both the men's and women's team. How are you feeling about their performance on the field?
Spot on. A little disappointed, but what a great day to be out. What a beautiful day in Cape Town. One of South Africa's most incredible cities. What a day. Eh? Lovely to be here.
I understand, second to South Africa, you're also backing Fiji. They have the option, if they play well enough, to actually take this tournament. How are you feeling about the likelihood of that happening, considering they're going up against New Zealand?
100%. We're backing Fiji all the way. Our arch rivals, New Zealand, going to take second place, hopefully silver. We want Fiji right there, try in the last second for the gold. 100%.
Sinolo, you came all the way from Joburg just because your teams haven't taken the tournament. Does that take the sting out of the party or not so much?
No, definitely not. I think it's great to be able to do this sort of thing again. It's incredible to be in Greenpoint Stadium. It's a magnificently organized event, so it's really fierce. We dressed up, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it nonetheless.
Matthew, I do have to ask you, there are some really impressive sides from the African continent. What have been the standout teams for you? You mentioned Uganda a little earlier, Kenya too.
100%. Kenya, the big up-and-comer, obviously. But I think Uganda specifically. Lovely to see the guys from Kampala coming out here and really showing their skills. Beautiful to see. Yeah, Africa really showing off their talents. Amazing to see.
Thanks so much, guys. If I can just get to these pundits back here, just on what Matthew said a short while ago, the teams from Africa really showing up in this tournament. They may not take it at the end of the day, but they've really left their mark, surely.
Yeah, really, I just want to give a shout out to my peeps out there, Lil Drake, Lil Wayne.
Bye, donkey. Thank you so much. Well, as you can see, it's all about the geest, it's all about the energy and the costumes. These are the Speedo pundits that we've bumped into over the last 3 days. It's been somewhat of a capacity crowd. We heard from the administrators they were expecting something around 150,000 spectators to Cape Town Stadium over the last 3 days. The weather has put some people off, so too has the performance of the South African teams on the field. But for the most part, everyone who's remained in the stands right now say they're here for some good rugby.
Absolutely, and a lot of fun behind you there, Natalie Malgas, giving us a sense of the atmosphere. They're taking you now to Vaylen, Kirtley. Vaylen, listening into some of the people that Natalie's speaking to, teams from Africa are making their mark there.
It certainly are. Thank you very much, Mpo. And it's just been a fantastic vibe over the last 3 days. It's something that we've come to know Rugby Sevens for, and it's something that Cape Town loves about the game. Just wrapping up how South African and African teams have been doing. I was just chatting to Paul Delport, who is the coach of the Springbok Sevens women, and he says despite the 2-point loss to China now for 13 spots, so South African ladies will end this Rugby World Cup Sevens in 14th spot. He says he's incredibly proud of the women because of the fact that they had a program running which was halted by COVID and only restarted at the beginning of this year, and this is the first tournament that they were together once again, and they really put out some heart, really deep deeply focused and intense performances on the field. So he's happy with their performance. We'll see the South African men play a little bit later at 6:15 against Samoa. Wrapping up how the African teams have done. I know you chatted to a couple of the fans your side, Natalie, but I've got this gentleman who's got a beautiful African shirt. The first time that we've got a Rugby World Cup on the African continent in 27 years. How have you been enjoying it?
I've been thoroughly enjoying it. So lovely to see the ladies playing with the men, and the game just keeps flowing so beautifully. The atmosphere is wonderful. It's beautiful to see all these people so wonderfully dressed up for the occasion. Weather's chilly, but the atmosphere is absolutely stunningly beautiful for us to enjoy a wonderful day in Cape Town.
How far did you come to experience this?
Oh, I didn't come very far. Fortunately, I just rode on my motorbike and I came here from close by. So it was really close by, but I'm meeting friends from all over the country, and it's beautiful to meet up with them and socialize at such a wonderful occasion.
How have you seen the whole build-up to this in the week? Because I was privileged to be here a couple of days before the tournament. You really could feel the whole sevens taking over Cape Town.
Oh, yes, it's been absolutely fantastic. I live close by, so I've been seeing all the traffic going on and all the preparation, and driving past here, you hear the sound, preparation happening, and you really get wound up in the atmosphere of it. You see all the people training on the fields surrounding the main stadium. It's just so electric, and it's lovely that everybody's able to engage with the players so close by. And, you know, you can see people coming out from the little apartments here watching the players practice on the fields. It's really, really good fun to watch them warming up for all the practice events here.
We didn't think that the South African men would be playing for 7th place, but they are. Your message to them?
Oh, well, I'm sure, you know, they're only going through a rebuilding phase, and I'm sure we will see them playing a lot better when they come back here in December. I'm really looking forward to seeing them playing an A game again.
Are you a bit disappointed to see a couple of empty seats?
I'm a little bit, yeah. I've been here to previous games and it's been fully packed, and I think, you know, we are such ardent South African supporters that we are rather disappointed to see them lose, but we've got the Springbok ladies playing, so I think that's also encouraging people to stay a bit longer and watch maybe you know, a different form of game. And you know, we've got something to look forward to when Springboks play back here in December. So yeah, it's probably a little bit less than what we used to, but it's fine. The atmosphere makes up for it.
Thank you very much. Beautiful African shirts, and wrapping up the African involvement at the Rugby Sevens World Cup taking place here in the mother city in Cape Town. The South African men, they're up against Samoa a little bit later on for 7th spot. The Kenyan men, they'll be up against the USA at 5:45 rather. Those will be the final two teams from the continent that will be in action. The Madagascan women, absolutely amazing everybody by ending in 15th position in the women's competition. So we've had some really impressive performances, and Natalie touched on it. The Ugandan cranes impressing so many that they too can play a little bit of a sevens rugby after they beat Germany in the ball final earlier on today. There'll be more coming from the mother city in just a short while. It's back to you, Mpo, in the studio.
Thanks. Let's leave it there for now. A lot of excitement coming out of that stadium. Vaylen, Kirtley, as well as Natalie, Malgas there, putting us and making us a part of that exciting atmosphere. Still